spawning in the bottom left in blue. The captain of the Ris3n community. It's our Zerg player, Sun Tzu. And his opponent in the top right. He's gotten 2 kills for his team. He just needs 1 more. From Cranky Ducklings in purple Arteran, it is Milk and Cookies. So expect to see much the same from both of these players. Probably going to be staying nice and safe through the open part of the game. See the initial hatchery coming down for our Zerg player. The barracks, gas, Reaper opening into a quick command center for the Terran. No shockers there. I just hope against hope that Milk, if he decides to do some drops this game, that he actually gives them a little bit of love. Doesn't just like send them across the map and say, okay, you can figure it out from there. I'm not even going to bother telling you to drop or where to drop. You just go over there, we'll figure it out, don't worry about it. Get a little bit more damage done this time around. Of course, 16-bit with these pocket expansions that do exist. Milk and Cookies choosing to take that one. Sun Tzu, however, choosing to take the more outside base. But of course, that does leave the pocket expansion for later on in the game. Taking that as his 3rd hatchery. Of course, this I think it is outside, but it's still essentially a normal natural base, so it is decently easy to defend. So there's really no harm in taking that base early, and it makes getting your 3rd base extremely easy. There's no real threat of, say, maybe Milk decides to do a really early push, and it's keeping you locked in your base. It's a little harder to push down a ramp into a bunch of tanks than it is to get this nice big opening and surround through all of that there. Speed quickly coming out here for Sun Tzu for his lings. Still sitting in gas. Wait and see what he decides to do with that. 2 gases taken here on the other side for our Terran player. He's got a factory finishing up. He's got a reactor coming down on the barracks. Actually, he skipped the Reaper. No, he didn't. Like, wait a second. There's no way he skipped the Reaper. I saw that in production. Don't lie to me. Reaper is on this side of the map. See if he can get any work done. He's going to get at least a ling kill. There it goes. Almost gets the drone, but the drone does turn into an extractor, so it's going to stay alive for a little bit. Just going to check out, see if there's a 3rd base. There isn't. And he's probably going to go ahead and get on out. Or dance around. Yeah, rub that corner. Is he going to take the 3rd base over here? How about that? Maybe. Okay, there he goes. Yeah. So, okay. That's the 2nd factory. That's the 3rd hatchery that's out in the middle of nowhere. This could be a little scary for our Zerg player. This could be a really quick blue flame push, perhaps. Wait for an armory to come down. We do see the tech lab that was made by the barracks, and the barracks lifting off and getting away from that. Marine's going to try and shoo away any overlords that do come in to try and scout this out. Yeah, see if there's going to be an army or not. Blue flame early on is extremely powerful. Even just Hellions and some tanks can be extremely powerful as well. Could just be setting up for a macro mech play, especially considering the fact that his barracks is lifted and floating about. Roach warning production here for our Zerg player. Milk does see this. He's still being annoying with this Reaper. Reaper does have 2 kills. For sure it's probably just the lings, but check that in a minute. And it is indeed going to be blue flame here for the Terran player. He's making a tank regardless. So wow, this is actually going to be super scary then. So he's going to have some blue flame protection for his tanks. So he's going to have tanks to deal with roaches, Hellions to deal, well, with everything. If he makes the army to turn them into Hellbats, they'll trade pretty decently against roaches, but he's actually going into Cyclone production at this point. Overlord on the map should see this. It does. So it's a matter of seeing how Sun Tzu decides to respond to this. Is he going to respond very well? Or is he going to freak out and not know what to do? But we do see 6 lings in production, which is going to be great against Blue Flame. And this could do a ton of damage. There's only the 3 queens on the map currently. Actually, the Hellions are just going to dive into the main base, it seems. I mean, why not? Blue Flame's not quite finished, however, so he's not going to be able to get that work done. 7 drones dead already. 9 killed off. Blue Flame still, again, not even finished. He's doing all of this damage. I mean, yeah, there's no base there. I think he expected to be a base there. So it's been a little bit better for our Terran player if the base is actually finished. But Blue Flame's going to finish, and this attack is going to be over. There we go. Blue Flame. Oh my god, he gets a couple juicy shots. Not quite able to get the last one. There's a lot of very weak drones over here. 11 workers killed. Quite a bit there for our Terran player. He doesn't necessarily know that this third base exists. He actually has no vision of it just yet. So our Zerg isn't in a really bad spot. Of course, losing 11 drones that early is never enjoyable. 40 workers still for the Zerg player, 36 for the Terran. Third command center is on the way for Milk as well. He's got a starport. It's building a reactor. It looks like he is going to be going into mech. I'm kind of shocked how early he attacked there, but he had an opening and he took it, and he did get a good amount of work done. But with Blue Flame, that attack does so much more. Spore collars in production, just to stay safe here for Sun Tzu. No reason really not to. His lair has finished. He's got the hydrogen on the way. No upgrades to speak of just yet. Still just trying to drone up and get that drone count back, but at the expense of he's not being able to make army for quite some time. His army right now is 12 roaches and 3 queens. On the other side we see 3 cyclones, 3 tanks, 6 hellions. His third factory is finishing up. Another command center has finished up. It's straight into an orbital. He'll take that eventually. And as it stands, Milk's just going to scout around with this Hellion for a little bit. See if we can find out. See if we can find this third base that surely exists. Right? And when Setsu sees, or when Milk sees this base up here, he may be a little perturbed. Saying, well, why didn't I see this? She's going to transform. He's going to get so many kills. Oh, the Hellbats. Hellbat transformed. Just going to get a few kills here. Is he hold position? I think he's just held position there. Nicely done. So 3 worker kills for something that was just scouting. Pretty decent. Viking takes out the Overlord that was dropping creep, but there is a Overlord dropping creep at this third base location as well. So Sun Tzu, very nicely done. Just denying the time on this for quite some time. This third base is going to be floating there for a long time. Which really sucks for the Terran player, because he wants to get that gas up as soon as possible. It is supply block, Sun Tzu for a moment, but he's got 3 overlords on the way. Be just fine. +2 attack, +1 carapace on the way for our Zerg player. He's got the Hydra range on the way as well. Roach speed has not been researched yet. Those are the 2 scouting hellions that came in that I wasn't paying attention to. So Roach speed hasn't been researched just yet. He does have the Overlord speed though, so that's nice. There's no speed for his roaches, however. Bunch more drones production still. All this harassment has been forcing our Zerg player to kind of continuously make drones. The creep spread is kind of nice. He's able to see that this attack is coming in. You could lose quite a few more drones here. Are you going to turn into Hellbats? He's wasting a little bit of time there. A little bit of micro potential, and actually they don't really do much of anything. Just turn around. Yeah. A lot of low drones. There's so much potential for a lot of dead workers in all of Milk's games. It's just a little slow to react sometimes. Lose that potential. He still does a good amount of damage, which is not quite what it could be. Servo's being upgraded here, so Thors and Hellbats will be able to change a lot quicker, so he won't have that problem again. Changelings all get killed off. They're not going to be able to see too much, but that's not a big deal. It's not really much to see. A lot of Vikings have already been made here by the Terran player, so he's not going to be shocked by a Corruptor Broodlord switch necessarily. I mean, it has been pretty much entirely just Hydras and Lings, it seems, would be the other factor of that composition. He just hasn't made any Lings. So he may be trying to get into a Spire, a Great Spire, quickly in order to get up to Broodlords. But the Viking switch is already there. But it does mean there isn't really a lot on the ground for the Terran player. Going up against 21 Hydras, 13 Roaches. It's 7 tanks, though. It's pretty good. Looking at upgrades, you see +1 attack already done for the mech army. He does have Blue Flame. That Servo's upgrade did just finish up. +2 range attack, +1 carapace for the Zerg. Changes, trying to figure out where everything actually is. But Sun Tzu's going to see this army here in just a second. Actually, he's spreading that creep almost right as the army comes across. Just pop him vision, please. There he goes. Now he sees it. And now you can react to it a little bit at least, but honestly, this is so big, but at the same time, the creep is out here in a decent spot. So Milk has to be very, very careful about how he goes forward from here. The army is respawning at this point. They are scanning, killing us some creep, but he can't really get on top of this, third base the way he would want to. Just because the creep is here and he can't take that risk. Sun Tzu is like, alright, your army's there, it's slow, it's immobile, I'm going to go across the map. There are 2 tanks over here. He is going to siege this other tank, so he knows this is coming, he knows this is the thing. Same time, he moved into that third base location, so he knows that's there. And he knows what he can do over here. Looking at both sides, trying to keep an eye on both of these things. Third base does go down. At the same time, the natural base is completely under attack here. Being taken out pretty much in its entirety by our Zerg player. He's rolling on into the main base as well, getting a bunch of work done. So much damage. On the other side of the map, the Terran player is still pushing forward, trying to maybe turn this into a bit of a base race if he can. But his production is completely under fire. Granted, Terran buildings do fly. That definitely helps. He's got some SCVs that are going to be trying to hang around and repair things if he can. The bases are just falling one by one for both of our players over on both sides of the map. Roach is trying to do what they can, get on top of these last couple of tanks. There are hatcheries elsewhere on the map. The Vikings actually land trying to take out the hatchery. Drones running around the map trying to do what they can. This is turning into quite a final ace series of a game. 1 SCV exists on the map. Where? Oh, that's the only SCV. This is the only SCV Milk actually has right now. That's rough. Tank's actually sieging up. This last base is going to fall here, but another base gets taken on the right side near the bottom here. Most of everything in Milk's main is dead at this point. And the army sizes right now, 94 army to 57. It is in favor of Sun Tzu. It is a very, very powerful army for the Terran player. It is hard to engage as a Zerg. All of the buildings have been killed off now that were here. Now our command center and another command center have landed, so he can remake some SCVs. He's got enough money to do so. I don't necessarily know if he wants to, though. Vikings have found another hatchery. They're probably going to land and take that out. Main army for both players are coming up on top of each other. But Sun Tzu's going to react and try to save this hatchery? I guess he kind of has to. He loses the hatchery. He doesn't lose the hatchery. He does save that. He saves the minerals, at least. Vikings trying to get on out of there. The drones survive as well. This is something. There's another hatchery down here, another hatchery up here. Hatcheries everywhere. So 2 hatcheries remain, 2 command centers remain. Milk has so much potential for mules as well. I'm not even going to bother with unit production right now. Even looking at structures, you can see. Army's going to run into each other. The tanks are not quite sieged just yet. They're finally going to siege up. Sun Tzu's going to get the heck out of here. This is so hard for the Terran player to deal with right now. I think it may be best for him to just go to put both his command centers in the same spot. Oh god, the army's going to actually surround this. This could be the killing blow here. There's not enough Terran, I don't think. All the tanks are going to go down. The entire army is gone. A great spread by Sun Tzu. Milk is going to tap out there. Not going to make him kill those last 2 command centers. And that's going to be it. The Ris3n community will take this series, this all kill, 4-3. That was a heck of a final game, if I do say so myself. Base trades are ridiculous in all aspects. It's just a much more kept together army for the Zerg player. Really kind of solved the game for him. There was really no way for Milk to get around to those extra hatches that had been put down and keep his own command centers alive throughout all of that. At the same time, Sun Tzu came in at the perfect time. He was getting vision from the creep, which is very, very nice for him. So he was able to actually see where Milk's army was. He did see that they were unsieged and decided, okay, I can go now. And he did just that, and he killed them all off. Took the game, took the series for his team. He is their captain. Took it home for him in the ace set there. So congrats to him. It's going to be it for me for this cast, for this series, of course. Once again, shout-outs to Phoenix for that scoreboard. Do love it. It is so easy to deal with. Go check that out and download it if you don't already have it, if you are a caster. If you have a team that does stuff like that, even if you see Born Gosu, I know they do it a lot. They use the tool to take a screenshot of their matchup and tweet it out. They don't have to use it to cast, really. They just use it to tweet out the matchup. It looks kind of nice, so why not do it? So it'd be nice to spam that. Link again for you there in chat. It's not quite a spoiler, but it is what it is. This has been the Validity Team League and TBM. Do give me a follow. I do try to cast a good number of these matchups. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for hanging out. And yeah, that's going to be it. Peace.